Okay, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's get everybody to start joining us, joining in, and everything like that. All right, get things going a little bit here. Man, what a day, what a night last night, man. Huh? We had one hell of a night last night. I know that. Damn, let's see. Hold on. Let's get Instagram in the house. Okay, we got Instagram popped up. Okay, cool. Hey, what a night last night, man. Damn. All right, cool. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream and everything like that. I normally don't talk politics. I really don't, but I felt like yesterday, based upon what everything that happened yesterday, it's a good time to go ahead and talk politics. To politics, maybe in the future I may do so, but right now, I said, obviously, let me go ahead and give my reaction, my feedback until the decisive victory by President Trump last night, well deserved and everything like that. I know there's a lot of people that's butthurt, a lot of people that's pretty upset over the defeat of Kamala Harris. But hey, the people spoken, we're a democracy, and there's time to move on, time to go ahead and see what the future holds. That's what I want to talk about, what this live is about. I'm gonna give a few more minutes for people to tap in and join in and everything like that. But I want to go ahead and see and talk about what last night is going to mean for the next 4 years, because ultimately that's what is the main concern. That should be the main objective for everybody moving forward, not just for the whole MAGA movement and everything what Trump is shared that what he's going to do, but ultimately what it's going to mean for the country, what it's going to mean for the everyday person, what it means for you that's watching this live right now, what this ultimately means for you. Because right, we don't care about anybody else as far as what actually going to affect our household. So thanks for tapping in. For those who don't know what it is, who I am, you know in Blueprint Mastermind, we go ahead and give you blueprint strategies and tips to go ahead and elevate in life and success and everything like that. So what does Trump's victory mean last night? Man, first of all, who stayed up? If you stayed up late last night watching the election, let me know. I stayed up till about 2 o'clock. I actually was watching a live stream from PBD, Patrick Bet-David, those who don't know, uh, serial entrepreneur, very successful and everything. He has a YouTube channel. Highly encourage you to check it out. But I end up watching his live stream. Started at 6 o'clock in the evening and went all the way to 2 in the morning. So once they announced that Trump won Pennsylvania, that pretty much was right there, broke the camel's back, right? Because that right there was one of the battleground states that he needed to be able to secure victory, as well as Georgia and North Carolina, which he was able to go ahead and secure and have flipped earlier in that night. So it was a pretty amazing. Again, normally I don't follow politics too much, but recently I have been paying more attention, because more importantly, this has a very big impact and plays a big influence in our everyday lives, whether you want to admit this or not. So we're going to talk about some of the things that get some reactions. I want to know how, if you stayed up last night, what's your thoughts about the election? What's your thoughts about Trump's victory, Kamala's defeat? I feel very disappointed in the Democrats and Kamala for not even giving out a statement, not congratulating, or not even if you don't congratulate, still giving hope to the Democrats and everybody who voted for her, right? I mean, she ran a very great campaign, but however, you lost, don't be a sore loser, right? So I was really disappointed. She was supposed to give a speech over at Howard University, stated she wasn't going to postpone it until today. So I'm still going to wait to see what Kamala has to say and everything like that. But nevertheless, I did hear Trump speak over at the Palm Beach Convention Center. He had him, his family, the whole, the vice president, his family, and a lot of people that supported him and everything like that on stage. Dana White gave a speech and everything like that. So it was pretty dope. I'm looking forward to see what these next few 4 years going to bring. Despite what you think of Trump and his attitude and how he is as an individual, our key thing is we don't care about the man personally. What can you do in the seat of the executive branch of office of the government, right? And here's a couple things I want to go ahead and bring to everybody's attention. Trump, these are several things he's been running on his campaign. Mass deportation, the wall. I mean, be prepared for more conversations about the wall, more conversations about tax cuts, immigrants and everything like that. He's going to deal with the military. So we want to go ahead. I want to touch on a couple things when it comes to personal finance that Trump campaigned about. And I want to go ahead and hold his feet to the fire on this and get you guys' thoughts, right? First things first, number one, he had spoken about putting a 10% cap rate on credit cards interest rate. Now, this was something he started really campaigning about, I would say about a couple months ago, around September or August, if I'm not mistaken. And he was mentioning how credit card companies have started charging exorbitant fees. Of course, with the inflation and everything like that, people are defaulting on their credit cards at an all-time high and everything like that. People are relying on credit cards just to pay everyday bills. There's been reports on this even on the Wall Street Journal and other outlets and everything like that, how Americans are really relying on their credit cards. And because of the interest rate on these credit cards, it's making it harder and harder for individuals to get out of credit card debt. Well, he came out a couple months ago and stated how if he's elected, he wants to go ahead and cap credit card rates at 10%. 10%, which is a big thing. If you think about it, how much are you paying? What's the typical APR on a credit card? 25%, 20%, 19%. Usually, if you get a credit card company, they'll give you that 0% APR. That's an introductory rate for the first 12 months or so. But after that, once the APR kicks in, man, you're talking about high double digits here, right? And this makes a big difference. So you figure for every $1,000 you spend, if you have an APR at 20%, for every $1,000 you spend, that's $200 in interest that they're going to put on top of it. Now, if you cap it at 10%, that's half. So you're talking about a very, very, very big, significant impact when it comes to people's everyday lives here. So that right there is something I feel that's just extremely important. Whether he has the power and the ability to do this, okay, maybe he'll sign some type of executive order, or something like that. But he did mention, pretty much also, I wouldn't say controlling, but he also did mention how he's going to compel the banks to be able to go ahead and open up lending as well too for a lot of everyday individuals. So, but my main concern, of course, is the 10% when it comes to credit card, which let me go ahead and let me Google this. Let me bring it up so you guys don't think I'm capping, right? Trump credit card rates to 10%. Okay, so let's go ahead and share my screen here, guys. So we could talk about this, right? As you can see here, this is a CNBC. Because I know I read about it. This is back in September. Trump calls to curb credit card interest rate at 10% may have unintended consequences. Financial experts, of course, they don't hate. This is, of course, this is a story before the election. Now that he's elected, let's see if they change their song and dance and change their tune. Access to credit would dry up. The president cannot set a cap on credit card interest rates, or leading. All right, whatever. Let's read the story here. Former President Donald Trump has made headlines over the past week with another surprise economic policy announcement after promising free in vitro fertilization treatments for women, no federal income tax on tips. Remember he said that. That's another thing I wanted to mention about, which I definitely want to go ahead and pay attention to that. I don't want anybody to forget about that, right? Don't get me wrong. I want to let you guys know I'm extremely excited and optimistic for Trump being the president because, again, the first 4 years he passed a lot of economic policies that benefited everybody. And as you can see here, he has made that I hope, although he's a lame duck president, I hope that he follows through. That could definitely help a lot of people. So no federal income tax on tips, tax-free overtime pay, and no income tax on Social Security benefits. Now Trump says if he's elected, he'll credit card interest rates at around 10%. 10%. So if you think about this, guys, I don't want to go too much into the story, but this is very significant, as well as, again, this article already kind of jumped the gun on some of the things I wanted to talk about, but no federal income tax on tips, tax-free overtime pay, and no income tax on Social Security benefits. I mean, if he follows through on just half of that, no tax on tips. So I know a lot of people in the hospitality industry, all my servers, all my bartenders, you should be excited right now. You should be jumping for joy, right? No taxes on overtime pay. I know I got a lot of people in my community that's working over 40 hours. And nowadays you're forced to work over 40 hours just to be able to make a living, right? Just to make sure you pay your day-to-day expenses. But imagine now you're not being taxed. You're making a time and a half, and now you're not being taxed on it. So that's number two. No taxes on Social Security benefits. All my retirees, I know this is music to your ears. And on top of that, number four is no tax, a 10% cap on credit card interest rates. Out of those four things, if he does two of them, although Social Security don't play too much, I don't got much skin in that game. I don't got a dog in that fight right now, right? But if he's able to go ahead and do half of that, half of the things he mentioned, man, we in a good position, y'all. We are in a very, very, very good position. And I'm looking forward to it, and I haven't followed it yet. Whether the Democrats whether the Republicans have won the House, but I know they won the Senate. So they have the presidency, they have the Senate, which I don't think any outlets have reported if they won the House. But if they end up winning the House, that's all three branches of the government. I think the last time that happened was back in Obama. Didn't Obama had all three during one of his terms? He had the House, and the Democrats had the House and the Senate. I'm not sure about, again, I'm not too big into politics, but if the Republicans are able to go ahead and control all three branches, the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, which they already got two out of the three, during his lame dunk presidency, expect a lot of policies that Trump wants to pass end up going through, right? Especially after this decisive win last night, him flipping these battleground states and everything like that. Expect a lot of these campaign promises are ultimately going to go through. He's not going to be able to have any roadblocks, if you think about it, to be able to do what he needs to do. And if a lot of this ends up becoming popular, end up helping a lot of individuals, to be honest with you guys, JD Vance, which is his vice president, young guy, charismatic, good looking, knows how to speak, checks all the boxes and everything. Expect him to be able to go ahead and further push the MAGA agenda for 2028, and him being a strong candidate to be able to go ahead and pass the torch of Donald Trump's policy as well as the MAGA movement. I'm just saying here, guys, you feel me? So, very, very, very bad loss for the Democrats as well as the Harris campaign and everything. They're going to have to regroup and kind of fix a lot of the bullshit that they've been trying to espouse and everything like that during the campaign trail, right? But some of the other things that Trump has promised, of course, he's automatically going to deal with the border wall. He's also talking about universal tariffs, right? Talking about tariffs on China and everything. He's going to go ahead and his foreign policy is going to dealing with the wars over in Ukraine, which I just want him to end that bullshit over there. Dealing with Israel and what they got going on over there in Palestine. Hopefully they can come to some type of resolution with that. But as long as the foreign policy is concerned, he don't start no wars, end up fixing the wars that's going on, and end up building relationships with these foreign countries that don't look too highly upon us. I'll give him a thumbs up on that, right? So if he could do that, I'm happy. Other than that, to be honest with you, I'm very, very optimistic for these next 4 years. All right. But another thing he did mention, Trump actually wanted to end the CFPB as well, too. Let's talk about this, because for all my people that's in the Credit to Game community and the Credit to Game Academy, this is something should be big news. Trump. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let me read this article to you guys. How he wants to overhaul the CFPB here, which is, you guys know, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is kind of like the watchdog for a lot of companies and regulates a lot of companies and everything like that, especially when it comes to credit repair. They regulate the three consumer reporting agencies. So Trump wants to overhaul a lot of these companies and everything like that. So let's see here. So let's see, where is it? The FDIC, where is it? The Consumer Finance, right here. Okay, here we go. In 2020, the U.S. Supreme Court handed the president more authority over the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, including empowering him or her to fire his director at will. Trump is expected to remove Director Rohit Chopra on day one. Look at this, guys. But the question is, who can serve as acting director has historically been contentious. The Trump administration in 2017 asserted that it had power under the 1998 Federal Vaccines Act to install an CFPB director, while the agency's director at the time argued that under the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act law, which created the agency, which she was the rightful interim director. CFPB experts believe Trump could successfully cite both the Circuit Court ruling in 2020 and the Senator's right to appoint the interim director. All right. So nevertheless, the reasoning for doing so is not too much, but however, it does mention how, hold on here, man. Computer tripping right now. Sorry, guys. We got some internet issue. Computer tripping. Oh, let's go to another. Yeah, this page here. I don't know. All right, but yeah, Trump. They say he wants to. Let me do. Hold on, bro. What's going on here? Hold on, guys. But yeah, as I'm trying to navigate through this right now, guys. Yeah, Trump wants to. He wants to shake up the CFPB. Why? I really don't know. I really don't know. That's something I want to go ahead and the article here a little bit. CFPB. Let's kind of expound on it a little bit, which this will have a major effect on, again, a lot of individuals just on their everyday lives. Because again, the CFPB, they're sort of like the agency that keeps a lot of uh and he mentioned this back in a few years ago. This is when he first lost the previous election to Joe Biden. He mentioned how he wanted to shake up the CFPB here. I'm trying to find an article that we could get some reaction to. We can get some thoughts on it and everything like that, which I found one right here. Okay, guys, I found one. Okay. Supreme Court handled Trump. Again, this is back in 2020. Like I said, this was back when he lost to Biden and everything like that. This was during his previous campaign promise. And it stated that back court gave Trump greater authority, CFPB, ruling that legal provision restricting the president's ability to fire the director is unconstitutional. While the decision will make the CFPB less independent, it preserved the agency by severing the removal clause for the rest of the. Okay. The decision have significant implications for the future of similarly structured Florida Housing Finance Agency, that are Freddie Mae, Freddie Mac. Yeah. Come on. Let's go through all the fluff. Maybe I'm trying to skim through this, guys, of course, for the sake of time, so I could. In September, they said they agreed to the Bureau is unconstitutionally structured, which that's been something that the Republicans and Trump has been arguing for quite some time since the inception of the CFPB, that it had too much broad authority, had too much power, and everything like that. I mean, I don't know. Trump's officials is not about the agency. I let the card. House Democrats set their general counsel. All right. Well, in this article again, it's gives talks a more. It's a more cursory, but it really doesn't go in depth as far as to the reason why he wants to go ahead and end the CFPB. But that's us. And also, the point I'm trying to make here is also that is something to highlight. That's something to pay attention to, right? Um, does ending the CFPB give the credit reporting agency more leniency to go ahead and not follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Now, when it comes to disputing errors on credit report, all the credit reporting agencies, they're going to start dropping the ball. Are we going to go back to the old days again, where they're just doing stall tactics, where they're not answering disputes, where they're the 30-day time limit, they're not honoring it, right? So this can have a lot of major impact as far as negatively hurting individuals if there's end up becoming changes and a shakeup in the CFPB, right? Also, all my crypto lovers out there, I know the Bitcoin had reached an all-time high. If I'm not mistaken, last night it touched 74,000, which is the highest it has ever been. And of course, this is a reaction to Trump's victory. For those that don't know, Trump, recently before the election stated that he was going to go ahead and push crypto. He was going to open up crypto and everything like that. He was an advocate for it and he was going to champion for it. So let's see if this is now good news for the crypto community. Although I don't have any dog in the horse when it comes to crypto, I would like to see more regulation with it, because more regulation into crypto is ultimately going to open it up for the masses. I do believe in it. I think it is the currency of the future. It does have a place in our current society. I mean, we're in a digital age right now. Everything is digital, right? We barely interact with cash now. So it makes sense to have some form of alternative digital currency, especially when it comes to more people want privacy, more people want uh to be, what's the word, anonymity, right? To be anonymous. I always struggle with that word, but y'all know what I'm trying to say here. But there's a lot of things to look forward to when it comes to crypto as well too. Let's see if Trump go ahead and follows through on his promise when it comes to the crypto lovers. And I honestly believe, to tell you the truth, I really believe that we're going to see a lot things of happening in the next 4 years, regardless of what you think of the man personally. He is not the most righteous, upstanding, morally, ethically person that he's a hardcore New Yorker. He speaks, his brain to mouth filter is gone. Whether you want to attribute it to his age or attribute it to him just having a tremendous amount of power, somebody that's been doing what he wants, move how he wants for a long time, which I think if you're a boss anyway, you have you have the ability and the capability to do so. Who's there to tell you now? You're a self-made billionaire, whatever, right? And now you hold the highest office, the highest position in the world. Ultimately, whatever you care about him personally, what does him being in office going to mean for you as an individual in the next 4 years, right? And the next 4 years, just of some of the topics we talked about, there's just 4 things I wanted to share with everybody. Again, him wanting to cap credit card interest rates at 10%, ending taxes on tips for workers, right? This hospitality industry, no longer putting tax on overtime pay, as well as removing tax for Social Security benefits, as well as championing for crypto. I mean, just those 5 things alone, if he's able to go ahead and push majority of those things through, I think right now, just out the gate, I'd say it's an early victory. It's a good move for everybody. It's definitely, something that you should be happy about. I mean, plus again, it's only 4 more years. He can't run for re-election again. You only get 2 terms. That's it. He already did one. This is second one. However, for the Democrats that's upset, I feel that this is an opportunity for this next 4 years for you to really go ahead and revamp your strategy, go back to the drawing board. A lot of the things that you guys are pushing, man, a lot of people just wasn't fucking with. Let's keep it real. A lot of people wasn't fucking with it. All right. The people has spoken, right? The people has spoken, and a lot of the things here, we won't go too much into it because I want to end this live and get to what I need to get to. But if you don't end up, because promise you, if you don't end up getting your shit together, switching gears and everything like that, what's going to happen? Again, they tried to push Kamala, the VP, into the president's office. It didn't work. You guys are going to see the current president, Trump, push his VP in the office in 2028. And we really going to have to deal with the MAGA movement, the whole, the next policies that MAGA is pushing for quite some time, right? Especially if they control, again, all 3 branches of the government. Well, not all 3 branches, the judicial branch. Although they can say there's a lot of conservatives in the, but you know what the point I'm trying to mean. It's what I'm trying to say here. If they control the House, which I'm not sure have they control the House, which I'll look that up after I'm done here. But they already got the presidency. They got the Senate. Now, if they end up getting the House, ooh, yeah. Okay. But let me know what your thoughts is. Listen, guys, stay safe out there. No matter, although if your candidate didn't win, it's still a time to celebrate. Let's unite the country. Let's not stay divided or anything like that. Definitely, that's not a good look. The presidency is over. Now it's time to go ahead and look forward and see how this can impact us and help us on our day-to-day lives moving forward. Okay. Appreciate you guys for tapping in, tuning in. Stay safe, stay dangerous. And as always, I'm going to catch you on the flip side. Take care.